Morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Ankush here from Alif Consulting. Welcome back to our AVD series. So in this video, we will be going to talk about how we can go ahead and create application group and the workspace, right? So in our last video, we learned how we create a session host, and that session host by default create a application group. But let's say if we want to have a customized application group, or we want to add a more application inside that application group so that user can access all of those applications uh, from the RDP session. So for that we need to create a separate application groups, or we can add a application, the default application group which is created by this session host. And then in the same video we'll also going to understand the workspace also, because workspace and the application group have a hand-to-hand relationship in between both of them. So we're going to cover both of them. So let's quickly jump to the Azure portal. So in my Azure portal, if you see, I already have a host pool created. Host pool created, and in this host pool, I do have a one application group already associated, and in this one, I have a full desktop version of allowed. In this case, what is going to be happen? It's going to be allow the full desktop, and at the same time, this is the application which I'm talking about, and then I do have an workspace associated with this application group. Now, how we add or how we create a application group, right? Let's understand. First, one thing you need to understand is application group can be assigned to a workspace. So let's say if you have a 10 application group, or if you have a 15 application group, you can assign five application group to one workspace, five application to the another workspace, and five application to the another workspace. But at the same time, you cannot assign a same application group to the multiple workspace, right? So in this case, if you see, this application group is already associated, but this has been not assigned to the any workspace, right? And if I want to add, if I want to create a new application group, for that what I need to do, I need to click on create. I need to define the resource group location. I need to define the for which host pool I'm going to create this application group, and what kind of application is going to be. So by default, it's automatically picking up the remote app because the desktop one is already exist in this selected pool, which is this one, right? And then define the application group to group name. Let's say MS apps, and okay, let's say this MS app. And then from here it's going to fetch all the application which is installed on the host pool, and it's going to be give you the list of application which is available inside the host pool. Here you do have two options. Either you can specify the path, or either you do have a MSIX package which you can create, and you can upload your customized image inside the host pool, and then you can use that to host your application, right? So in my case, I'm using it from start menu. I do have a plenty of options. So let's first start not Outlook. Let's start with Word. I want to add this one, and at the same time I also want to add a few more applications. Let's say I want to add Teams. So you need to add one by one, because that's only the option is here. You don't have option to select the multiple apps. And then add one more app from the which is uh, Excel, right? So all of these three apps, we could basically I have I have uh, created the host pool from the Windows 10, Windows 11 with the M365 apps. So all of these applications are pre-installed. But if you want to create your own applications, you have a two ways. Either you can use your golden image to create the host pool, and then you will be going to get application installed in that drop down list, or either you can create the package which is called MSIX package, and then you can upload that package into the host pool, and then you can use that to basically host the or allow the users to access that specific application, right? Assignment. So this is not I'm going to do it. I'm not going to assign it to the any workspace, and I'm not going to enable the any diagnostic setting, but it's better to have a diagnostic enabled in case of, so you want to see what exactly happening with your application groups, right? And click on create, right? As soon as this is done, this will be going to create a application group. In the next step, what we're going to do, we need to uh, do a few uh, changes, like we need to do the assignments, and then we need to do a few permissions changes on the resource group where AVD is deployed. I'll show you what is the reason why we are doing it. So let's get this deployed meanwhile. So if you go to the resource group in the AVD, and if you go to the access management, you will see I have a two role assigned to this users group, AVD users, which is a AD group, and they have a two access. They have a VM user login and they have a VM administrator login. Now, why this access is needed? Because in my case, I'm using the Azure Active Directory. So all the user inside this group, I want them to have the Windows login access so that they can have the full desktop of the machine, right? So this is an important step. So you need to make sure whenever you are using the Azure Active Directory, you should use a admin login to provide the user to the admin permission on the system, or you should use a user login only to provide the access to the user who can only do the day-to-day task, right? So these two are the very important step when you're using the Active Directory. If you're not doing it, user would not be able to access the applications which you are basically allow them to access through the host pool. All right, let's go back to the our remote desktop, and you will see, sorry, not remote desktop, Azure Virtual Desktop, and you will see I have my app available, and then you will see I don't have any assignments here, right? So let's go ahead and assign it to the users. So in my case, I already have a AVD users created, so I'm going to assign them so that they can access all of these apps inside this application group. All right, let's go ahead and select it. Right, that's it, and all the users basically inside this uh, app will be going to get will going to get access to the all the application which is there. Right, now let's see how we can go ahead and create the workspace, or what is the importance of the workspace, right? Now, if you go to the application group, you will see they haven't assigned to the any workspace, right? So what we need to do, we need to create a workspace and then we need to assign this application, because when you are having applications and you already have assigned the permissions, but if you haven't assigned the workspace, those applications would not be available to access the user. So workspace is nothing, it's just a collection of applications which will be available to the user based on the assignment, and they will be going to get the access to the specific application, right? So this is same way we do with the remote desktop service on on-premise, where we create a one collection. In that collection we add the apps, right? Same way here, we need to create a workspace, we need to add the application group in the workspace, then only will be user to create, sorry, then only the user will be able to access the applications which is inside the application group, right? For that, creating the workspace, it's pretty much straightforward. So in my case, I already have one workspace, but let's go ahead and create a new one. For that, just click on create, select the resource group, select the name of the workspace. So this name would be will be visible uh, on the user session when he is trying to connect with the AVD over on the web. So let's give a little short name, and let's give it a friendly name. I'm just copying same as the workspace name, and then you need to select the location where you want to put. Remember, the workspace location, the application group location, and the host pool locations which you are selecting in here is only for the metadata purpose, right? Rest of the resources like a host pool will be only going to create on the specific locations where you want to host your application, and all the RD connections servers are available to the across all the Azure geo location where Microsoft have their Azure presence, right? And then here we do have option to assign the application group. So I'm not going to do it right now, so I'll show you one thing which is a very important. And then you do have a settings to diagnostic setting to enable. So this is all not I'm also doing it, but if you're doing it in a production, you should enable this. And then click on tags, click on review and create, and click on create. Let this let this workspace get deployed, and I'll show you one thing. So now if you go back to your Azure Virtual Desktop console, you will see we have a two workspace created here. No, it's showing one. Maybe it's just taking a little time to get populated here. Now quickly, let's go ahead and show you one thing. Let's go to this Alif demo workspace, which is already created, and let's add a one application group inside this workspace. So this is the one which is already exists. So I'm adding it. So this is already part of this workspace, right? And now let's go back to the another workspace which I have created, which is this, and let's try to see if I have option to add the both application groups, right? So if you see, it's not showing me any application group in the locations because the application group which I have created is in a different location. No, they are in the location, same location, but this should show me. Okay, maybe application group. No, why? It's it's So in my case, I already have a one remote app in the same workspace, and I cannot add it from here. If I click on add, not finding. So let's go back and do one more thing. You do have a other option to add. Let's go back to the host pool and add the application group here. So you see these are the two application groups, and these are the application has been there. Now let me quickly refresh the page once, because most probably the option is only going to become in the workspace. Wow, it's not showing me the workspace now. Okay, I've selected the wrong subscription. Sorry for that. So let's go back. Let's see. Let's go to the application group. I don't know why it's not showing me this application group, right? So let's go ahead and remove this one for a while, and it's done, right? Let's go to this workspace. Let's try to add the application group here. You see, okay, so there must be some problem here. So if you add a one app, now it's showing when you click on it. Earlier it was not showing me anything, but now it's showing me all the app group which I have created. So let's say if I'm already adding this app group here, right? This is already associated to this workspace. Now if I try to add same work group, same application group in another workspace, it will not be going to show me that here because both of them are already associated with the one host pool, right? So that's the reason it's not showing me here. As soon as I removed it, that app pool from this uh, group, from here it allowed me to add it, right? So it automatically allowed me to add from the workspace inside the this uh, right. It's allow me to add a multiple app groups inside a workspace. So here is a relation. When you're having a workspace which is already associated with the one application, sorry, one pool or one host pool, all the app which is all the application group created from that host pool would be only able to add on the inside that workspace only. You would not be able to attach those application group to the another workspace. For that, you need to create a one more host pool. You need to create a one more application group from that source pool, and then only you would be able to use that that with the another application group, right? So if you see, both of them has been now showing associated with this workspace, and they are associated with the host pool. Well, this is what I'm going to cover in this demo. I hope you like this video. If you like, please click on like and subscribe for more upcoming AVD videos, and feel free to reach us in case of if you need any help. Thank you.